Barrister Mbeseha, as we mark 9 years of our people living in refugee camps, you've just seen that in the video, with donor fatigue setting in and the Ambazonian government still struggling to reach every family, what would you say to Ambazonians at home in the diaspora and to the wider international community about the kind of support that is urgently needed right now? I mean, it's been 9 solid years to help these refugees survive this Christmas and even beyond.
Well, what I can say is that everybody must reflect. What leads people to become refugees is a question of life or death. People don't volunteer to become refugees somewhere. People are forced into that status. Either you escape and become a refugee, or you die a premature death. But being a refugee is not a reason why you should go there and die a slow death. If you didn't escape, somebody will shoot you and kill you. Once you have escaped, you should not be abandoned to gradually die of hunger, to gradually die of diseases that are curable. The whole world should come to your assistance. That's the reason for which the United Nations created that agency to assist, because the United Nations itself was created to avoid wars. So they know the consequences of wars. All wars come with refugees, and the agency was created to handle that. And if they abandon them, it is a great misfortune. It is very, very unfortunate. We, the Ambazonian people, out of pocket, we have done our best. We have done our best and will continue to do our best. We can all call on others to help us and then remind ourselves that the reason why these people are out there being refugees is the reason why we fight. Their pictures should motivate us to fight this thing to the end. Because they were just peaceful people living in their homes. When somebody violently attacked them, burnt their homes, they were lucky to escape to Nigeria. Some escaped to other places and became internally displaced. This cannot be left to us alone. We are doing our best. We can give congratulations to the President Sako, who has, at least in his own best interest as a government, tried to do something to give a smiling face to those children during every Christmas. That is what it is. And so, again, we are in trouble. And then there are people who should have helped us. I remember, if I'm not forgetting, in the churches, most particularly the Catholic Church, they have services for refugees. In Nigeria, there are so many Christians, different Christians, Baptist, Catholics, they are all there. If their missions back home in Cameroon, in Ambazonia, or in Cameroon in general, can mobilize some of their services for refugees, that might add a little bit relief to the suffering of the people there. I'm sure if on Sunday, be it a Presbyterian church, Baptist, or Catholic church, they pass a basket to help our refugees in Nigeria, 1 month they will raise at least 1 million. That will not be too small. That will be highly appreciated. This is a special mission for those Christians in Ambazonia. The Catholic Church, for example, they should not spend all their time going to Yaoundé to tell Ngongo how to accompany them before, during the elections, and after. Because the goal of humanity is not to vote people. So we plead with the churches, Catholics, Baptists, all Christian churches, Muslims, to come to the assistance of these people. They need the help. I think they have been completely forgotten. Even those who are internally displaced. I'm not sure, I may be wrong. I'm not sure that, for example, if we went to Douala, the Diocese of the Catholic Church or Presbyterian, you'll find them organizing something for the internally displaced who have escaped to Douala. Similarly in Bafoussam or Komsamba, these people are just left there to be there at their own mercy. But again, as Ambazonians, it should remind us that is the reason why we fight. If they were to return home, so these people have no home to return to. Their homes were destroyed, some leveled, and also some homes were somewhere in Kumba there, where they came with graders and bulldozed the foundations to be sure they people never ever live there anymore. It is more than humanity, it is more than criminality. So we are calling on the people to do something. We are calling on the United Nations agency in Nigeria not to abandon them. That's their responsibility. They are capable of doing it. They raise funds all over the world to help refugees. And these are refugees. Why is their own case different? Again and again. The answer is not returning home because the bulk of them have no home to return to. I know places, Pwakwa, where everything was burnt down. Areas in Kemba where people don't have no houses to return to. So asking them to return home is not an answer. Assisting them at this point is the best help. And then, of course, compelling, if you have the possibility, forcing Yaoundé to come to the conference table so this crisis can end and people will come back home, possibly with assistance to rebuild, is the best approach. And so we can only wish them best Christmas out of the duty that they can have. And then we can also say Happy Christmas and thank you, Mr. President, for doing what you are doing out of the little that you have. The intention is there. Your physical cash is small. But we must appreciate what you are doing. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Barrister Mbeseha, for the kind felicitation already. Wishing them a Merry Christmas. And definitely with time, they will be back home and everything will be sorted and they would have peace once again. Thank you so much for being together with us on the show tonight. It's been an awesome time having you give your thoughts and perspectives to this report and duly analyzing this report for the home front, people from the home front to definitely get a better view as this report keeps unfolding. Thank you so much. This is where we'll let you go.
Thank you for having me.
Into the rest of the news.